Hi and welcome to another Watch Geek video. Today we take a look at the GA-2000 G-Shock, a model that is the next step in evolution of G-Shock watches when it comes to materials and design. And right off the bat, I want to say I'm liking the next step very much. Although G-Shock claims in their promotion of this new material evolution that the first material used for G-Shocks was resin, followed by metal that we have seen in recent years, and finally reaching carbon fiber with this, that is not entirely true. You see, the first generation of G-Shocks were made with metal cases shrouded with resin protection. Then in the mid-90s, Casio switched to using resin for the cases, which is just a fancy word for plastic. And although plastic made watches even more shock resistant as it made them lighter and absorbed part of the impact force, it always gave the impression like Casio was simply cutting cost and gave them a feeling of cheapness compared to their historical metal case models. Metal or screwback models are still available through premium and anniversary models, but the regular affordable G-Shock was still made of plastic. That is finally changing with this model, and I do think the rest of the G-Shock lineup will follow. On this, the watch still uses a metal plate for the caseback, but it's hidden under the fiberglass base that also serves as lugs. The case itself is made of carbon and is screwed onto the base, similar to Seiko's now forgotten Ananta line of watches. The outer bezel is still made of rubbery resin to absorb impacts and take a beating. I love the fact they kept that concept, as that is what makes G-Shocks such a genius design. Not the shock resistance, although that is what sells them, but the fact you can replace the outer protective shell when it gets scratched up, making the watch look like it's brand new, is the real advantage behind the design. So what did we get with the introduction of this new carbon core structure? First of all, we got material that sounds much more premium than plastic. Secondly, the watches made using this will be very light. Even this, at only 64 grams, for an analog 200-meter water-resistant and shock-resistant watch, is insanely light, especially considering it has at least two stepper motors inside. Part of that lightness comes from the fact that this case doesn't require the use of steel tubes for button shafts, nor do the buttons require any additional protection like they did on so many other G-Shocks. This not only makes the watch look more streamlined, but also makes buttons very accessible and easy to use. Gone are the days of using the tip of your fingernail to press the recessed adjust button, or trying to unscrew a crown protected so well it takes you a serious effort to use it at all. On all the new carbon core models, everything is exposed and easy to reach, buttons and crowns, showing just how confident Casio is about the new material. But one of the best things about these new models is that Casio used the opportunity to redesign the lugs and straps, finally switching to classically shaped attachment. This, and the fact that they included quick-release spring bars, means you can now switch this watch to any strap you want, and that opens a whole new world of customization. We had that on the ProTrack models for years, and people kept asking why Casio doesn't apply the same concept to G-Shocks. Well, there you have it. Our prayers have been answered. The usage of classical lugs also means the strap can articulate freely, making the watch fit smaller and larger wrists much better. Regular G-Shocks always had a fixed angle at which the strap leaves the case, and if your wrist didn't fit that angle, it would make the watch look odd. With this, that problem no longer exists. Module-wise, Casio didn't skimp either. Despite being an entry-level analog digital, it comes with both a 24-hour stopwatch and a 24-hour countdown timer. The timer is also settable down to the second, something missing on so many newer G-Shocks. It also comes with 5 alarms and a world time function with instant time swap between home and world time for frequent travelers. For those who are into solar and solar atomic models, don't worry, they're coming soon as well. By my raving about this watch, you might think I've found my grail, but you'd be wrong. There are things I dislike about the watch. The fact illumination still sucks is one of them. The fact that these screws are actually fake and don't connect to the ones on the underside, even though it appears they do, is another. The usage of a plastic buckle is yet another, and to be honest, although the watch does sound and feel premium compared to a regular resin G-Shock, a screwback model from the past still looks and feels much more premium. But the reason I'm so excited about this watch is not the watch itself, but the concept behind it, and the direction Casio is heading to with G-Shocks. There is so much to like about these changes that the flaws are easily ignored. And I personally can't wait to see what else within the Carbon Core lineup comes up in the future. Well, that's it when it comes to this week's video, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and found it useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and until the next video,